All right, today we're diving into something pretty fascinating, the absolute outer edge of human endurance. We're going to find out if there's a real scientific red line that our bodies just can't cross. So let's just ask it straight up. Is there a hard-coded limit to what we can do? A metabolic ceiling that no amount of training or grit or sheer willpower can ever break through? I mean, just picture some of the most insane endurance events on the planet. You've got the Tour de France, just weeks and weeks of absolutely relentless cycling. Day after day, it's brutal. Now flip that on its head and imagine trekking across the Antarctic in bone-chilling cold, pulling hundreds of pounds behind you. The physical demand is just off the charts. So what in the world could possibly connect these two extremes? Well, it turns out scientists were wondering the exact same thing. They wanted to find some kind of universal rule that governs our long-term stamina to see if there was a true, measurable limit to what we can do. So they started looking at a whole bunch of really demanding activities. We're talking ultra-marathon runners, those Tour de France cyclists, people dragging these massive sleds across the ice. And get this, they even included pregnancy, which, when you think about it, is its own kind of 9-month-long endurance event. They were looking for that one common denominator. But to really nail this down, to get the absolute best data, they needed the perfect real-world lab. And boy, did they find it in one of the most grueling races ever imagined. It's called the Race Across the USA. And it's just mind-boggling. It's a race of nearly 5,000 kilometers. The athletes were running the equivalent of 6 marathons every single week for 5 months straight. I mean, that is the ultimate test of sustained human output. And while these athletes were on this insane journey, you've got researchers right there with them, measuring literally every single calorie they burned. They wanted to find the exact point where the human body just hits a wall and can't burn anymore. And what they found, well, it was the single universal number, a final red line that seems to apply to every single one of us. And there it is, 2.5. This one little number seems to represent the absolute maximum level of exertion we can sustain over the long haul. But 2.5 times what, right? What are we talking about here? It's 2.5 times your resting metabolic rate, and you can just think of that as the energy your body uses to keep the lights on. You know, the calories you burn just to exist, keeping your heart beating and your brain working while you're sitting on the couch doing nothing. So here's the big takeaway. When it comes to any activity that lasts for days, weeks, or months, the absolute ceiling for how much energy you can burn is 2.5 times that baseline number. Doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, that's the limit. What's really cool is how our bodies do this. The data showed this really clear L-shaped curve. So you start an event and your energy burn is way up high, but then your body, which is super smart, kind of throttles back. It downshifts to a pace it can actually handle. And that's where it levels off, right at that 2.5x limit, and just stays there. And this really gets to the heart of it. As the lead researcher Herman Pontzer put it, this number literally defines the realm of what's possible for humans. This isn't just a limit for elite athletes, it's a limit for our entire species. Okay, so we know what the limit is, but the next big question is, why? Why that specific number? And the answer? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking. You see, for a long, long time, the prevailing theory was that it was all about body heat, that we were limited by our ability to cool down. But this new research points somewhere else entirely. It's not about heat, it's about fuel. The real bottleneck is our digestive system, our gut's ability to process and absorb calories. So what happens if you try to be a hero and push past that 2.5x limit for too long? Well, it's not pretty. Your body simply can't take in fuel fast enough to keep up, so it starts burning itself for energy. It starts breaking down your own muscles, your own fat. You're literally consuming yourself from the inside out. And again, Pontzer just nails it with his quote. He says, "There's just a limit to how many calories our guts can effectively absorb per day. That's it. That's the bottleneck. It's not about willpower. It's about pure plumbing." Okay, so let's zoom out. What does this universal number really mean for you and for me? Because here's the thing you gotta remember. This isn't some secret code just for ultramarathoners. No, that 2.5x limit applies to everyone. It is a fundamental piece of our shared biology, a constant that's hardwired into what it means to be human. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. If every single one of us shares the same metabolic red line, if the physical ceiling is the same for all of us, then what really makes a champion a champion?
It suggests the answers lies somewhere beyond the body's raw engine, in things like mental fortitude, strategy, and efficiency. And that, well, that changes how you look at greatness, doesn't it?